In this video, I'll be going over some niche research for Etsy. Now, to be transparent, I'm still probably a beginner when it comes to Etsy, but I'm just going to be doing this video anyways and showing you some different ways to find niches for Etsy. So I mostly sell digital paper right now. I have about 5 or so listings and they're all digital paper. So pretty much what that is a design that people can just download. So when they buy it, I don't have to ship or do anything like that. They can just download it. And I focus mostly on like scrapbook paper, craft paper, but for Etsy, I noticed that it's usually called digital paper. So I just looked up an example one, lemon digital paper, just to give some ideas here. And there are lots. There are actually 10,534 results with ads. So I feel like that's probably pretty high competition. And there's a wide range of them here. There's fruit salad, pink lemonade. There's a bunch of different lemon digital papers here. So using the Everbee tool on the side here, this video is sponsored by Everbee. So if I look at the product analytics, I think this is really cool. I've been learning and trying to figure out all the different things that Everbee can do for your Etsy business. So I'm still a beginner when it comes to this as well. But looking here, I can actually change like the way this graph shows. So for total sales, I can use this arrow and it'll do the lowest or it'll do the highest. So I think that is really cool to see. So this one here actually sold 431, but it's been listed for 67 months. So that's quite a while. That's over 4 years or over 5 years even. So I can also do it by listing age. This one's really good here. Watercolor lemon. It looks like this might be a clip art. Yeah, so that's different than what a digital paper would be. But it'll also load all of this information here on the side. So let's see if we can find a digital paper that has sold pretty well recently, but it doesn't seem like it, unfortunately, or at least not one hugely. A lot of clip art. This one sold 3. So I don't think this is really the best one to list in my opinion. I don't really run ads. There is this one here that sold 25 in 4 months, so that's pretty good. I'll click on that one. But I don't run ads really, so I think it'll be very hard to actually be able to sell a book through this. You can also do the keyword research, which is really helpful. So if you don't want to do manual niche research, you can use this tool to kind of just speed up the process and get a bunch of different ideas. So type in digital paper, it shows the volume, the competition, and then the keyword score. You can change the arrow again, which is just super cool. And it shows ones that have a high keyword score. Or I'm not sure what the highest number score actually is, but definitely higher than 0. And it goes over different niches you could research. So let's look up like leopard digital paper, for example. Let's just look that up for fun, see if that one might be something better to get into. Let's see. That's not how you spell leopard. There's a leopard digital paper. So this is similar to, I think, like how you would do niche research for KDP. And I do mostly KDP. I started that in December 2021. So if you're not familiar with that, that's a book publishing business. But finding the niches, I think, is pretty similar, where you look for a certain niche, you look at the competition, how much it's selling for, how many sales other people are making, and everything like that. So this one has a lot more competition, 44,251. So this one, again, I feel like is going to be pretty hard to get into. I think the scrapbook paper, like digital paper niche, is probably very, very popular on Etsy because it is relatively easy to make compared to other books. It still obviously like takes time and it's not super easy, but compared to a complicated like coloring book pages or something like that, I think it's a lot easier. So I would just keep doing this and I'd keep trying to find different ones that would work. And let me just type in digital paper up here and it'll bring up other things that people have actually typed in. So that's also really helpful. And Everbee will even tell you the monthly searches here. So definitely want to find one that has monthly searches because if not, then people aren't searching for it. So this one, digital paper alone has over 1,000, which is awesome. Let's look at this one. It only has 42 monthly searches, but that's okay. Hopefully the competition is less. So there's 14,706 competition. which is definitely better. I'm not sure of the exact amount. Like, I know for KDP, you usually want less than 1,000, but Etsy is a whole different ballgame. And like I said in the beginning, to be transparent, I am still a beginner when it comes to Etsy. So I'm still learning all the ins and outs, and I'm learning how to become more efficient, how to find niches better. So what I've been doing is I've been taking the books that I've already made for KDP, and I've pretty much been repurposing them, not copying them exactly the same. Like, I'm at least changing the sizes or maybe editing a little bit. And I changed the name around since this is digital paper, but I've been able to use those same niches just because I already have the content, so I might as well repurpose it. So I would just keep doing this over and over again. And then the Etsy calculator here, I really love this. So I was going to do a whole video actually on this, but I feel like not everybody loves looking at numbers for 8 minutes. I really love numbers and data and things like that. So I price my books right now, or my digital downloads, on Etsy for $2.99. And I don't have any shipping price. I actually do offer some discounts, but I haven't sold any at a discount, I don't think. And there's no shipping, no advertising. So then just calculating it, you can look on the right side here, and it shows your actual net profit, and it subtracts all the fees. So if I did have a shipping price, for example, of like $1, and the item costs $1 or something, and calculate it, it would show me the difference between it. So that's honestly just really, really cool to see. And I love using this. So if you're trying to figure out like how much you should actually price your book at, this is super, super helpful. It changes the numbers on the side here, and it changes the graph. So I really love using that. That's probably my favorite tool so far from Everbee. But there's just so much that you can do in here. So if you want to go to a different niche, like maybe digital paper isn't for you, let's just do like budget planner, because I know those are really popular on Etsy, but I'm sure we can get lots of information from that. So it goes over all these different planners. The keyword score, again, I can change this to go up, I can change this to go down, which is really interesting. It's kind of interesting also to see that when people like misspell words, that can also be a search, which is kind of really cool. Can do it by competition. So the highest was budget planner alone with 102,000 competition, which is just unbelievable in my opinion. If you're into clip art, you could do clip art. You probably want to be more specific than just typing in clip art, but there are tons of different results here. We could do even coloring pages, see if there's anything that comes up for that. And yeah, there's pages printables, planner page. There's just so many different things you can do with Etsy. So let me just X out of this. You can also minimize it, which I really love. But let's try to find another digital paper. So let's do something maybe like summer digital paper and see what comes up here. We can also, if I just let it load, can probably see how many search results there are. We do summer digital paper. I think I exited out too soon when I did it beforehand, but that's okay. There we go. I'll change it to winter, so that way it'll load 148 searches for winter. So we'll do that one next. But summer, there's 144,000. So I think we're going to move on from that one, because if I'm trying to rank organically, it's probably not going to happen with that many searches. So winter has 69,000, which is definitely better. Still quite a lot. Let's try horse digital paper. And it did not have a lot of searches every month, and this horse one only has 90. So if 90 people are searching it, that's 90 chances to have sales, but you also have the other competition. So this has 16, almost 17,000 results, and there are a few here that are what I'm looking for, which is great, or like what I'm looking to create. So this is definitely more promising, but it wouldn't be selling a lot. So it's definitely tricky. I'm still trying to figure out the fine line for Etsy and what I can actually do with it. I just want to analyze this one right here because I think this is super cute. So let me just look at the product analytics and open this whole up. I am curious to know how many of these have actually sold. So I really love how helpful and quick and easy this tool is to use. And let me just give it a second to load here, but it looks like this one here has 112 sales, but it's been listed for 117 months. So that's a really long time. I mean, it's definitely going to vary drastically between them all. So it is very interesting to read this. So I'm going to change the listing age. This one's only been around for a month and it sold 16. This is clip art again. So it looks like clip art, there's kind of a pattern here that it's more popular, or at least very popular for what I've been searching. I just want to try to find a newer horse one that might have sold. Let's see, there's watercolor rainbow. Let me click on this one, rainbow horse digital paper. So they're listing it actually for $8, it looks like, which is more than I think a lot of other digital papers. But it shows me like the keywords down here. This is really neat, really cool. And you could go through the different keywords. Wow, I really love that. And it says how many people favorited it, the views, the conversion rate. There is so much information here. Like, honestly, there is way more information that I even know what to do with, but that's amazing because it means I can learn, I can grow, and I can just get better at Etsy. So I know this wasn't exactly a tutorial video, but this is kind of just showcasing my journey of trying to figure out Etsy, trying to find different niches to get into. And thankfully, I have made a few sales with Etsy already, which is really, really cool. But I think I could do even better if I use this Everbee tool to really find solid niches and use the calculator to maybe up my royalties or up my profit and revenue a bit with Etsy, because I'm not making a lot right now if I price them at $2.99. But it does seem a lot of them are pretty cheap. Like this one here is only $1.25. This one's $2. So this one is almost $7. This one's $4. So I guess it does vary quite a bit. But I'm excited. I'm excited to hopefully do more with Etsy and get better. And I definitely recommend checking out the Everbee tool, especially for new like me. It's definitely been helpful as I'm trying to learn and figure out how to do everything. So it's nice to have a tool right there on the side that I can use anytime to help me figure out my niches or my price or keywords or anything like that. So I hope this video was helpful, and I'd love to know how Etsy is doing for you. And if you're a beginner, what are some things you're doing to help you learn how to use Etsy better? Thank you so much for watching and listening to this video, and I hope that you have a great day.